Well, welcome to Liverpool, welcome to the Beatles story, the Beatles birthplace. And here we are with Sherry Goldman, Managing Director of the Beatles story in Liverpool. Sherry, thank you. First of all, I would like to thank you very much for this visit, for letting me here, and it's a real pleasure.
It's a pleasure having you here, and I hope you're enjoying your visit.
Okay, Sherry, I could take a detailed look at the Beatles story. Yesterday I was so impressed by the detailed year by year, moment by moment examination that you approach of the Beatles story from the beginning throughout the years to this end. Which is the aim, the purpose you have behind this, or the way you like approaching this story?
Many purposes. Our aim is to keep the legacy of the Beatles alive for every generation. So for the young kids to grow up not only loving the Beatles music but understanding the whole story, and I think we're succeeding very well with that. But our aim is also to provide a place of entertainment. This isn't a dry, boring museum. This needs to be a place where people go through and where we arouse their emotions. We
Yes.
want them to be emotional, we want them to be happy, we want them to be sad at times, we want them to have memories. But we want them to be entertained and come out.
It's really interactive.
Yeah, it's really interactive.
Yes.
We particularly created it in a way, not with just lots of words and pictures on a wall,
Yes.
but with pieces of memorabilia. We created it so that it looks like you're walking through the streets of Liverpool in the
Yes.
1960s.
You go to the Cavern, you go to Abbey Road.
We have an exact replica of the Cavern Club as it was, as Matthew Street as it was. You feel like you're walking back in time. And then you have the audio guide where everybody's talking to you. People from that time are talking to you about what was happening. So you have John Lennon's sister guiding you round personally through the audio guide. You have Paul McCartney talking to you about how he first met John, how he introduced George into the band. You have George Martin telling you how he didn't want to record the Beatles and almost rejected them.
Yes.
You have Brian Epstein talking to you and telling you how he first met the Beatles and why he wanted to manage them. It becomes a very personal, emotional experience.
Okay, and well, we are in 2010. This is a special year for the Beatles story. We are full of anniversaries.
Every year is full of anniversaries.
Yes, but this one, it's 40 years since the Beatles breakup.
Yes.
It is 50 years from the forming of the group.
Yeah.
And we have more anniversaries regarding John Lennon's life.
Yes.
Okay, what do you can tell about that?
As you say, there are many, many anniversaries. I think the two anniversaries we're particularly focusing on here in Liverpool, and that's not just Beatles story, but the city of Liverpool, is first of all the 70th anniversary of John Lennon's birth.
Yes, it will be in October.
Be in October, and then sadly the 30th anniversary of his death.
Yes.
And there are 2 months between these anniversaries. And as a city, we've decided to celebrate John's life during those 2 months. So the Beatles story and the Royal Philharmonic and the Cavern Club and the university and many, many others, and the theatres are stepping forward with events and activities that are celebrating John Lennon in some way or another.
Yes.
The Blue Coat has got a bedding experience every day during that time. The Royal Philharmonic has a concert or 2 concerts now of the Lennon Songbook. We have the White Feather exhibition.
Yes, the White Feather, I could visit it. Interesting, amazing.
It's amazing. It is Julian and Cynthia telling very, very personally their time with John and the pain as well as the joy of their time with John Lennon, and it is a super emotional story.
And it has one jewel, let's say, which is the handwritten of of
Hey Jude.
Hey Jude, yes,
Oh, what we
Yes.
have there is
by
that-
Paul McCartney, and the interesting story behind that
yes,
song.
it is. We have the handwritten stage notes from Paul McCartney for Hey Jude, but you have Julian and Cynthia telling you on screen the
Yes.
story of Hey Jude, and
Yes.
not many people know the story.
Yes.
But when John abandoned Cynthia and baby Julian
Yes.
and went off with Yoko, you know, it was very public.
Yes, Paul was sad
Oh, yeah,
for the
but
family,
it
for
was very-
Cynthia, and especially for Jules.
Everybody else had abandoned them
Yes.
because they were scared that John would be angry if they went and were friends. And then one night there was a knock on the door, and there was Paul McCartney with a red rose in his hand, saying, "Hey, Sin, you know, come to see how you're doing." He gave her a hug. He said, "Hey, Sin, perhaps you and I should get married, you know." And on his way down there, he was feeling so sad about Julian that
Yes.
he made up a song. And the song he made up was Hey Jules. And only when he published it did he feel maybe it should be Hey Jude rather than Hey Jules. But it was made up
Yes.
with Julian in mind.
And this exhibition is going on tour next year.
It'll go on tour at the end of this year, yes.
Yes.
It was meant to start going on tour in September, but because
You have to extend.
of the Lennon season, we've specially extended it. Yeah.
Yes, and which are the places you are planning to visit?
We'll go to various places in the States first of all. We'll
Okay.
announce exactly where shortly.
Okay. Well,
And if you'd like to bring it to Argentina,
yes, it's my.
just let us know.
Okay, okay.
a great idea.
I'm letting you know now that we are
Tell
a
me
lot of
what-
fans in Argentina that would like to have the exhibition there.
Well, anybody's viewing this, if you want the exhibition, let us know.
Okay. This story split in two last year or 2 years ago with the Fab 4D exhibition.
It didn't split, you know.
Just,
we expanded
expanded.
We expanded the Beatles story here in the Albert Dock 2 years ago.
Yes.
We tripled the size of it. We added a discovery zone for children. We added our own Starbucks cafe.
Yes.
We added a whole room about the solo careers of the 4 Beatles.
Yes.
And then last year we expanded again into a second location, and we added a special exhibition area where we have the White Feather. We
Yes.
added another shop, and we added this amazing Fab 4D experience, which is a 4D concert.
Yes.
It is in fact, you know, a three-dimensional
funny story.
movie. It's a 3D movie
Yes.
with special effects, and it takes you through the music of the Beatles.
Yes. And in that way that you mix past story and technology with the
4D.
4D. In which way you see the future for the Beatles story, for that attraction itself?
I see, you know, we will continue to try and add special exhibitions, different exhibitions to keep refreshing. We're in talks at the moment of trying to bring in a special sound archive on the Beatles into the space as well. But our number one aim now is to say, look, we've done all of this. Everybody come to Liverpool and see
Yes.
it. Our main aim is to bring more visitors to Liverpool. And particularly, if I may talk about it, one of the most significant things, if not the most significant thing I feel Beatles Story has now done for Liverpool and for the world, is that we have a global peace monument coming
Yes.
into Liverpool. There's an organization in California. It's made up of teenage prodigy artists, and they decided to do works of art for peace. And
Yes.
the first work of art for peace was an oil painting, and they presented that to President Bill Clinton,
Yes.
and it hangs outside his office with pride. Then they decided they'd like to ring the world with major monuments for peace.
Yes. One in each
One in
continent.
each continent. So the first one they created for Asia,
Yes.
and it was accepted by the President of Singapore himself.
Yes.
The second one they were creating for Europe, and it was going to go to Berlin for the site of the Berlin Wall.
Yes.
Would you believe this monument, the artist had in mind that music is the language of peace around the
Yes.
world. So she created a monument with a globe and a keyboard.
If you think
guitar.
of peace, you think of John Lennon.
And yeah, but you know, this monument, which had been designed for Berlin, looked as if it had been designed for John Lennon, not for Berlin.
Yes.
And you know, we got into discussion and we persuaded them to bring the monument instead to Liverpool,
Yes.
dedicated to John Lennon. It's an
Yes.
amazing monument. It's 6 meters high.
Yes.
And 6 meters high, it will stand prominently in Liverpool, and it will be unveiled on John's 70th birthday by Julian and Cynthia
Lennon,
Lennon.
yes.
Julian and Cynthia together
Okay.
will unveil it.
Yes.
And you know, I think just like in Central Park in New York,
Yes.
there is a strawberry fields, imagine.
There's already a memorial
and
there.
the whole world goes there. But you use that word, memorial. It is almost like a memorial because it's opposite where John died. This
Yes.
will not be a memorial, it's a monument.
Monument.
Celebrating his life because, and celebrating peace because it's where his spirit was created and where he was born and where the Beatles were born and where his music was born.
Yes.
And that's going to be here, and it will be
His
a place
life
of
and
pilgrimage.
his legacy
His
as well.
legacy for peace.
Yes.
And you know, this is going to be a central place for anybody who wants to celebrate John
Yeah.
or celebrate ideas for peace. This is going to be iconic for the world.
Okay.
And I should tell you that the Global Peace Initiative, once they finish this monument, are going to work on their third monument.
Yes.
And their third monument is going to be given to South America.
Yes.
So I think the Argentines should start talking to them about
Yes.
having it placed there.
Okay, it would be a great idea. Okay, well, Cherry, it was thank you very much for your attention, for your time. It was a great pleasure, and thank you.
Thank you.
That's all. Bye.